Hi, I'm Mark Yatros, and this is Sarah Herwick, and together we are Allegiant Wealth Strategies.
There's a level of debt that is healthy, and then there's overspending or spending above your means. Today, we're going to talk about debt and how it may impact your financial situation. Mark, start us off. What is an appropriate level of debt?
Okay, thanks, Sarah. So the appropriate level of debt depends on where you are in the stage of life. So if you're younger and you have a family, you're going to have a higher debt level than someone who is retired normally. So if you're paying for a house and a car and kids' tuition or food for a family, you're usually going to have a higher debt level because you have car payments and a house payment and things of that nature. But it should be somewhere around the 40% mark of your gross income. So as an example, if you're making $100,000 a year, your debt level should not be more than 40% or $40,000 a year. That's mortgage, car payments, credit card payments, all that combined. Ideally, it should be 30% or less, because that will still allow you enough disposable income to make ends meet, take family vacations, and that type of thing. If you are retired, then you should literally have no debt. I mean, ideally. Not to say that some people don't have debt when they retire, but ultimately the goal would be to have zero debt upon retirement. So the case that Sarah was referring to, we have clients that earn around $300,000 a year. When they came to us, they have a mortgage around $225,000. They had credit card debt around $100,000. They still owed on a car. Student loans for their children. So their debt service, based on a $300,000 salary, was about 60%. So imagine making $300,000 a year and $180,000 a year-ish is going towards just paying debt. That doesn't leave a lot for food and clothing and all the other necessities of life. To make it worse, these people are nearing retirement. And when I say nearing, I'm talking 12 months away. So when they came to us, their cash flow was obviously negative. They were spending more money than what they had coming in. Mm-hmm. So we had to take a look at how can we reduce that debt service and increase their overall cash flow to a positive level prior to retirement. So one of the things that we did was liquidated some assets in order to pay off debt and reduce that debt service. And then what was left over, we consolidated into a loan that was about 8%, I believe is what the interest rate was, keeping in mind that what they had been paying on credit cards in particular was over 20%. So if you have $10,000 that you owe on a credit card and you're paying 20%, you're paying $2,000 a year just in interest. So $167 a month is just to service the interest on that $10,000 credit card debt. And you don't have to be a financial advisor to know what impact that's going to have on your future. It's going to be negative. So we've got these clients in a position where they now have positive cash flow. They have much less debt than what they had when they walked in the door. And they are prepared for retirement. But keep in mind, we can only do so much. It's up to you as the client to then take control of your cash flow, take the recommendations that we have to offer and implement them in order to achieve the goals. So even though these clients have well over $2.5 million saved for retirement, based on their previous spending pattern, if they were to keep that up and retire, with the same amount of debt or same amount of spending, they would use $2.5 million up within 15 years of retirement. To make matters worse, she's 15 years younger than he is. So imagine leaving your spouse with no money for the next 20, 25 years due to spending. So the moral of the story is, if you have a family, your debt service should be 30% or less ideally. 40% would be on the high side, but we'll go with 30% or less ideally. If you are retired, you should have no debt. If you don't know what the impact's going to be, call us. That's what we do.
Give us a call at 269-218-2100.
You
Us
together.